how do I recommend reasoning with a conspiracy theorist? I'm right now, the last couple months, I've been messing around with this idea of cognitive dissonance. This is to say, you have a worldview. You're presented with evidence that conflicts with the worldview. So you either have to change your worldview, which is hard because you've lived your whole life with it.
This is Earth as we've been taught to think of it from childhood.
Or you just dismiss the evidence.
The Earth isn't flat.
Is the Earth flat or round? It's round.
It is not difficult to know that the Earth is round. One of the things you can see yourself with a pair of binoculars is if you actually go out to a lake and there are boats on that lake, the farther away a boat is, the more the bottom of the boat will disappear and you'll basically just see the mast of the boat. And as a boat goes farther and farther away, the last thing you will see is the very top of the mast of that boat. And that's because the boat is actually going over the horizon that's curved.
They made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines.
Refraction is the angular bending of light. You can look it up.
In fact, it makes it look like there's a slope here. So you can see the edge going up there, but there's actually not a slope there. It's actually just flat.
That stuff is flat!
And that means that as it goes farther and farther away, you see less and less of the bottom of it and more of the top of that. You can see that with binoculars. By an ocean, by a lake, it's really easy. That wouldn't happen if the Earth were flat. You would simply see the boat getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it went farther away, but you'd be able to see the whole thing with the same proportions.
I mean, and there's nothing I could do other than go higher to get rid of that hump of water and see the rest of the ship.
So you dismiss the evidence so that you don't have this discomfort, this conflict in your mind, this dissonance.
And by the way, this is called gravity.
That's what I'm working with right now. And apparently the way to overcome that is to say, we're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
Present the conspiracy theorist with the idea that he or she may be rejecting evidence because it's just so uncomfortable.
Well, a retired general said the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is.
But when it comes to moon landings,
I like to run up here. I feel like Bugs Bunny. You have to beat. Skip along. Not me, boy. Skip. Or whatever you call it. Can't get my left leg in front of me.
just ask the person how you would generate all that paperwork. The warehouse is full of documentation that NASA created to make landings on the moon would overwhelm anybody trying to do it on the side. It'd just be very difficult to print all that.
A few weeks ago, I did a calculation that showed that there's something I've been wrong about for decades. So I spent my whole life saying Santa on the North Pole would be the only person who would know his true weight.
Right.
Because on the equator, you're weighing less than your true weight.
Right.
True gravitational weight.
Okay.
There are two things messing with your weight at the equator. Because the Earth is bulged, you are farther away from the center of the Earth, and it's spinning. That's wrong. Here's the deal. turns out everywhere on the geode, you weigh exactly the same.
What?
If the Earth bulges from spinning, if you bulge at the equator, the poles come in a little bit.
Down, right?
Okay? So now it sounds like I'm closer to the center of the Earth, I should weigh more. However, not the entire Earth is pulling on you. It turns out that while you are closer to the center of the Earth, there's less mass pulling on you. The only part of Earth attracting you is the sphere that is the cutaway between your feet and the center of the Earth. And that sphere does not include the bulging that comes outside of that sphere.
Okay.
Those factors combined exactly equal the factors that affect your weight here on the equator, because the entire mass of the Earth is pulling on you.
because you're at the center.
Okay, because you're at the widest point.
Right.
What is this? What is the sphere beneath your feet? It's got everything.
It's all of it.
All of it.
It's all of it. So these two things, these two, principles, if you want to call them, they cancel out.
Yes, they exactly cancel. The fact that you have the whole Earth pulling on you, yet we're spinning,
Right.
Okay? So you have all the mass of the Earth, but the spinning, so that makes you weigh more, but then you're spinning, that makes you weigh a little less, plus the Earth is a little wider, so that makes you weigh a little less. Okay? All of that,
You put it together.
it comes out in the wash compared to your weight on the pole.
Wow.
Check this out, you ready? Okay? If Earth spins faster,
Right.
Earth won't keep its spherical shape.
It will become a pancake.
Yes! Yes! That's the fun part! Oh my gosh! Okay, so we think of Earth as solid, but it really isn't.
Right.
Okay? There's plasticity in the mantle,
Right.
there's rocks that'll just start floating, okay? So the Earth will start flattening. As it flattens, the equator gets wider and wider and wider because you flatten to a pancake.
So there you go, flat earthers.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.